Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. This week we're going to go back to doing some candy bars sugar-free. So I'm going to do Almond Joy and I'm going to do Mounds because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. So what we're going to start with is I have got a package, 7-ounce package of unsweetened coconut, and I put that in my bowl. And then I have made up my sugar-free sweetened condensed milk, which the recipe is going to be on this recipe, but I've also made it up just by itself. So it's a pretty simple thing. You just use your powdered milk, and I use coconut milk, but you could use regular powdered milk. You use a cup and 2 tablespoons of the powdered milk, 3/4 of a cup of the monk fruit allulose or sweetener of your choice. You want a 1/2 cup of really hot water in here, 2 tablespoons of avocado, and just a little bit pinch of your sea salt. And then you blend that up in the NutriBullet, and then you get this lovely sweetened condensed milk. I'm not sure how much this is going to take with the volume, so I'm just going to pour it in and kind of stir, and then we'll kind of decide. Because I've not actually made this recipe before. So I've made a version of it. It might take the whole can for the 7 ounces of the coconut. You want to get it sticky enough that it's going to stick together, but we don't want it to be too mushy. So yeah, I think the full batch of the sweetened condensed milk is probably going to be the perfect ratio. So 7 ounces of coconut to the recipe of the sweetened condensed milk. I think it's going to work out really well. Now what we're going to do once we get this mixed up, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, kind of let it set up and kind of meld together a little bit before we start forming it into our balls. And then we'll get the chocolate mixed up too. So as you can tell, that's not super sticky, but all of the coconut is kind of blended in with the sweetened condensed milk, so that should be about the perfect consistency. So we'll let it set up and we'll be back and start making this into our candy bars. Okay guys, so I have got those formed up into our little candy bar things. I put almonds in 1/2 of them. I'm going to pop these in the freezer, let them set up for a little bit. Then we'll melt our chocolate and we'll do our dipping, and that's going to be it for these. So it's a pretty simple recipe, not that many ingredients, and they're going to be nice and tasty. So we'll see you back when we get ready to do the dipping. Okay guys, so I put these in the freezer for about 30 minutes, not 30 seconds. And then what I've got here is I've got my dark chocolate, the Chalk Zero sugar-free chips, and I've got the Chalk Zero milk chocolate. I put a cup in each, or a 1/2 cup in each one, and then just about a tablespoon of coconut oil, melted it for about 30 seconds. Don't overdo it on them, so short increments, stir them and see where you're at. So we got a nice coating here. So we're going to do the dark chocolate, goes with your Mounds, so that's your plain. Your milk chocolate's going to go with the Almond Joys. And what we'll do is we'll just put them in here. When it's cold, it just helps them to set up a lot better. So we'll just dip our bars in there and then take them out and put them on our cookie sheet. Do one of the milk chocolate ones here. Alright. And then we'll just go ahead and do this process till we get them all done. We're going to pop them back in the refrigerator to let them set up, and then we'll come back with our finished product. Hey guys, we're back. Look at this. This is how many we ended up making with that recipe there. You've got your Almond Joy and your Mounds, which what we've done is we've created sugar-free versions. And thanks to our Chalk Zero, we have our sugar-free chocolate chips. This is a great company. Their products are just really, really stellar. So I highly recommend if you're doing dipping and things like that, invest in some Chalk Zero, and they make great recipes. So that is this week's episode of Cooking with Connie, where you make sure you like, share, subscribe, and make sure to make good choices this week.